Hello everybody and welcome to Train Sim World 4. Welcome to Reading. Wonderful, fantastic, exciting Reading. I've got in trouble for dissing Reading previously, so I'm not going to diss Reading or Slough. We're not dissing anything. He says, drenched in irony. I have no idea why the wipers are on. Can we get them off? We'll get the doors open. Master key in. Reverse forwards, headlights are not mapped. Day headlight markers. Did I mention? Country Link, XPT. I've been meaning to do this for ages, and finally doing it. Obviously the coaches are not right, but, you know, what can you do? We're not meant to get passengers here. So we'll just move off, I suppose. Yeah, that helps. Anyway, let's go. Full power. We should be starting at... we'll start at 40 miles an hour. As a Class 66 runs through the other platform. Oh, lovely acceleration. Really powering off the mark. I don't know, should I be more sarcastic? Could I possibly be more sarcastic? Anyway, shouldn't be too long. We just got the one stop to London Paddington, take slightly under half an hour. Right, that was a 60. So we should be able to go straight up to that. And then straight up to 125, more or less. No. Obviously, these ones are a fair bit longer than the real XPTs. Because they are really only ever 2+5 configuration, and we are what, the 2+7, 2+8. Yeah, so 2 power cars and 8 coaches in between. And the XPTs are so short that they normally, I believe, run with 1 locomotive, and one of the trains only runs with 4 coaches, and if need be, can run with only 1 power car that's then flipped on a turntable. Why the fuck do the wipers keep turning on? I don't want these. There you go, piss off. But yeah, the XPTs are some of the highest... for their age, they have a very high availability. Because they have this weird cycle pattern where they all operate different services, and, you know, there's... crazy cycle, which I can find out. Operating cycle. So day 1, so each train will run at this cycle, but, you know, slightly offset. So one train might run, yeah, it might start day 1 on Monday, and the train 2 would start day 1 on Tuesday. You get the picture. So day 1 is the daylight service to Melbourne, and then returns the same night on the nighttime return to Sydney. And then that arrives at Sydney at 7 o'clock, then goes to the depot, comes back just before midday and forms a train to Grafton and arrives there late at night, and then stays there overnight, returns early morning and arrives at Sydney at just before 4 o'clock. Then goes to the depot again for a few hours, comes back out at 9:15 to run the night train to Melbourne from Sydney. And then that arrives in Melbourne the morning after, and then forms the return service to Sydney, which arrives that night. And then that train spends the night in the depot at Sydney, then leaves the morning after, gets to casino at 20 to 7, and then 50 minutes later returns, and then that arrives the morning after, sits in the depot for about 7 hours, and then runs to Brisbane, and then arrives in Brisbane the morning after, and then returns back at Sydney at 8 o'clock on day 7, where it spends another few hours in the depot before obviously starting the run to Melbourne again. It's a crazy cycle. And there's only one spare power car. So there are... So there's a Dubbo set, which is... So 19 power cars, XPT power cars. The Dubbo set uses 2 of them. So there are... And there are 19, right? Yes, 19. So in effect there are 18. We'll call 19. And then 2 are for the Dubbo set. And then 14 for the other. So there's 16 required. So and 3 spare at any one time. Which is pretty wacky. Anyway, enough talk about that. We're doing now 105 miles an hour. Racing along. Bit of point work. There's 110. And very soon we'll be at 125. Right, 115. What is not to like? Alright, there's 120. I'll make quick work of the run to Paddington at this pace. Quick work. Should get a screenshot? I think we should. Where's the train? There it is. I reckon we boost the exposure a little bit. Somewhat dark. Then maybe drop the brightness. Saturation a little bit up, perhaps. There you go. Vignette. A little bit. Oh, let's go a bit more. There you go. Just to bring a bit more darkness back. Depth of field all the way down. Focal point. Should probably like retreat the camera again. Forgetting on my techniques. It's been so long since I've made an actual video in game. Yeah, I should probably zoom in first. Do the zoomies and then grab that, hide overlay with F, and grab the screenshot. Nice. Good stuff. Nice. Shut up. Wonder if we're going to see any other trains about. Or is this the botched timetable that spawns nothing else? Oh no, there's one train there. And another one. Oh, and of course there was a 66 at the beginning. Okay, there's a 166 ahead of us, but I don't think we're going to have any chance of catching up to that. Anything coming the other way at all? Hopefully some of these HSTs will leave. Otherwise it's going to be a bit of a boring run. Busy platform there. Okay, and we'll start to power down as we get to 124 miles an hour. I've been seeing a lot of videos of these power cars turning up as sort of makeshift freight locomotives, coupled sort of nose to tail to tail. Which I guess, you know, good use of surplus stock. I have also read that the real reason why these trains have been had to push into their retirement was more the coaches, more the Mark III coaches that were all warped and shit. So hopefully the 43s have still got some life in them, and you know, a lot of us probably think the freight work is below them, but any work is better than no work. And of course they're the fastest diesel trains in the world. At least one of them will be fully preserved in operational state, probably the Blue Pullman or something, even though personally I'm not a huge fan of that set. It's just a fake. It's a fake. Right. Holding 125 quite nicely there. Are we approaching Slough? This feels a bit Slough. Feels a bit Slough, mate. Bit Slough. Such an awful place. I mean, such a great place. Why wouldn't you want to live in Slough? Got fast rail to London. Which, I mean, I shouldn't really complain about because that's better than anywhere in Australia. You know, some shitty industrial town has better train service than, you know, everyone living in a country of 25 or nearly 30 million people. Yeah, there you go. There's Slough. See, I know my route knowledge. Or have a good bit of luck. Or a bit of stutter there. But don't worry, that's a feature, not a bug. Feature. A feature, I tell you. Also, whilst we're on the topic of Australian stuff, I'm sort of writing a script for a potential Australian real train stuff, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to keep it a surprise. But if you want to see more content like that, more real content, my real thoughts on projects, then do let me know, and I can certainly do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't intend to slow down on the train sim content though, because of course that's what you're here for. But if you do want to see some Australian stuff, go watch my last video before this on Waterloo Metro Station. We're really nicely cruising along here. I mean, it's amazing that these engines can run at almost full power for, you know, so much time. I think a car, you'd never drive it at full revs all day, but a train you would. I copied that straight from Jeremy Clarkson, but I don't care. I will copy his lines. What can he do about that? Alright. Another station. Some XPTs have turned up in my videos as well. My train spotting videos. I think Lewisham had one. The 3000 sub-special had one. I mean, I did one at... I filmed one at One Garben. It was pretty good kick as well. Alright, Heathrow Junction, or Airport Junction, or whatever it's called. Get a little bit more power up. We've dropped back to 123, which is a sin, of course. That feels a bit fast to go through that point work, but yeah, whatever. Right, that would have been Hayes and Horlington. And that's 125 again. Ah, 166. Nice. Now they're really not wanting to throw an HST the other way. That's not very nice. But, you know, what can you do? Right, Ealing Broadway? No, not Ealing Broadway. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Right, I'm just under 10 minutes from London Paddington now. Although I think we'll probably be quite early, because we're still doing 125, and we will be for a while. And at 125 we're doing 2 miles a minute, and we've got 8 miles to go. So at this current speed, obviously we're not going to stay this current speed, but we will for some time still. We'll be there in like 4 minutes, or under 4 minutes, and we've still got 9 minutes to do it. So I think we'll be all right. I think time is on our side. I've been cruising very nicely at 124, 125 for the whole journey. So, as this Ealing Broadway, if it isn't, no, it's not. I'm a big idiot today. What can I say? And that'd be a cool place to film some trains. Oh, HST! And an absolute truckload of stutter. It was balls deep in stutter. My goodness. My goodness. And is the offending 72 stock? Oh, the offending 72 stock is in the slammer tube prison. Right, down to 100. We are going to blow through this speed restriction. But, yeah, whatever. Going to blow past this 166 as well. Quite a small sign for an important speed restriction, but I won't judge. Right, 4 miles in 7 minutes. I think we can probably just about get there. And this is as fast as an XPT ever goes. Which isn't slow per se, but... Oh my goodness. The starter. Christ almighty! Right, that's 99, so chill there. And we will come down to 50. A pretty sharp brake application there. And laggy London. Another 166. And an HST parked up for the night. Leave a little bit of power on there just to hold the speed. Should we get another screenshot? I reckon so. Wherever the train is. That'll be it. Perhaps slightly less exposure. And a bit more brightness maybe. Let's try that. Oop. That's not fantastic, but it'll do. Come on, power. Dab of brake. A dab more brake. Yeah, that felt too fast to go over that point work. But I'm not gonna... I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna distrust Dovetail Games. Of course they know what they're doing. Flawless every time. Without fail. Oh, another HST. Yeah, this is pretty fast point work, I will admit. Okay, and off the brakes there. Dab of full power. And off. Yeah, a bit more power. And there's the Hammersmith line, Hammersmith and City line popping up on the left. Ah, now the HSTs are rolling out. Everyone wants their summer holiday to Slough. Ugh. I mean, great. I love Slough. Right, and we will pull back now for the final 25-mile-an-hour limit into London Paddington. Try and leave it in throttle 1. Now, we're getting shoved quite far off to the left. I would have expected us to be, you know, a bit further to the south. On the south side of the station, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, we're still under the big roof, so I don't really care. Platform 9. And we'll just watch. There's no buffers as well. Is he going to hit an invisible block? No. Going to be stopped nicely there. And one thing that isn't nice is the lighting and the way it... It's not awful, but it's a bit meh. I think it works better on these units than it does the HS. Oh, that anti-aliasing is doing a bit of a... Or anti-aliasing, or however the fuck you're meant to pronounce that. And then there's these platforms, which are just a complete shithole. And bizarrely, there's no connection between the tube platforms and the National Rail platforms, even though they are right next to each other. Back when they could actually make big grand stations like this, you know, King's Cross, too hard, it's too hard. So if it's too hard, how come you were able to make this like 7 years ago? It's no more complicated. Anyway, enough ranting. Enough ranting indeed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Gold medal, class. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.